What's up, guys? Thanks for joining me here on Feature Junkie. My name's Ed, and today we're going to be talking about the new movie Fast X, directed by Louis Leterrier, starring Vin Diesel, Jason Momoa, John Cena, Leo Perry, Michelle Rodriguez, and many, many more. So Fast X, Fast 10, whatever you want to call it, is the newest installment in the Fast and Furious franchise, and I have so much to say about this film, but before I do, if you could leave a like down below, I'd greatly appreciate that. Now let's get into the plot, courtesy of Rotten Tomato. Over many missions and against impossible odds, Dominic Toretto and his family have outsmarted, outnerved, and outdriven every foe in their path. Now they confront the most lethal opponent they've ever faced. A terrifying threat emerges from the shadows of the past, who's fueled by blood revenge, and is determined to shatter his family and destroy everything and everyone that Dom loves forever. So there's a ton to get into in this film, and I'll start by saying everyone and their mom knows that this franchise probably should have stopped about 4 to 5 movies ago, but we're here because money talks and they're still making movies. So out of all the Fast and Furious movies, I'd have to say Fast 5 was my absolute favorite. I just loved everything about it, with the storyline, the action, all that stuff. And I think it was really smart for them to align this movie with that film. And also, Vin Diesel has confirmed that Fast 10 is part of a trilogy. And I don't know how you can make it part of a trilogy, being that there's already been 10 movies. But as far as this specific story, there's going to be 3 movies that come out with this storyline. So I would just implore everyone to really temper their expectations. Yes, there's over-the-top stunts. Yes, there's those cheesy one-liners and humor. Yes, there's tons of family, but with this film, there's also a lot of slow moments, a lot of dialogue, really setting up for future films. And as for the film, there was some great acting and there wasn't so much great acting, but I wanted to play a little game because there's just so many people in this film, and I just want to give my quick little thoughts on each character. And looking at my list over here, because there's so many names, you have Jordana Brewster. To me, pointless. Tyrese Gibson. To me, pointless. Ludacris. Pointless. Natalie Emmanuel. Pointless. Sung Kang. Pointless. Charlize Theron, actually thought she was badass. Brie Larson, I felt like she had that Captain Marvel-esque type of personality where it's really hard to connect with her, and I don't know, with her, I really like her as a person. I think she's incredible. I think when she starts acting, it's just like super like straight face, and I don't know, it's just hard to connect with the character. Jason Statham, badass for the 4 minutes that we see him in the movie. John Cena, for me, is definitely the biggest letdown in this film. I don't know what they wanted to do with this character, but it's a completely 180 from what he was in the previous movie. He's basically the John Cena from Blockers. Michelle Rodriguez, I don't want to say is pointless, but her story is definitely a side story that really didn't need to happen. Leo Perry, I don't really get on kids with their acting, but Dom needs to do a DNA test on this kid because he looks nothing like Dom. He's like 3 shades darker, my color, than Dom. So I don't know what they were doing with that style of casting, but I guess Dom has a Dominican kid. Vin Diesel, Dom is Dom, obviously. He's always cool, calm, collective, really a badass in everything that he does. And then you have Jason Momoa, which this dude honestly looked like he was having a blast filming this movie. And to me, his character was one that I was just not expecting. He's a very flamboyant, androgynous type of character in this film. And to me, the star of this film is not Vin Diesel, it is Jason Momoa. Like, in the beginning of the film, he's a very serious person, but then something happens where his character then becomes like this rambunctious, over-the-top, Joker-esque type of person. And I really loved that character. It was just like a breath of fresh air, where we've seen Dom take on these macho guys, and Dom himself is a macho guy, so it was just like that over and over, these two Goliaths. But now you have this other character where he's just, again, over the top, and it's just like we've never seen Dom, I guess, experience this type of guy. And Jason Momoa, I mean, he embodies this character. And where the movie got a little bit slow in some points, his character really elevated those moments. I also feel like the film was slightly grounded as well, and I'll say slightly, but it was definitely much more than the previous film where they were literally out in space. They even made a joke about that, but yeah, this film still had lots of guns and stunts and stuff like that, but to me, it just felt a tad bit more of like a car movie, which I liked. It hasn't felt like that in the last couple of films. And I really do believe there are some clear problems in the film. Obviously, the dialogue has always been like an issue with me, but with them becoming a little bit more grounded than these over-the-top outlandish, again, they do have those things, but at least they're not in space or something like that, but it really felt more grounded to me. I also really did love Jason Momoa's performance. They also have a really badass post-credit scene, so definitely stay around for that. And with all of that, I really walked out of the theater liking the movie more than I didn't. So for me, I'm going to give this a mild recommend, but I want to know what you guys have to say about this film. If you liked it, if you didn't, whatever your thoughts are, leave them in the comments down below. And if you haven't already, please like this video, subscribe, hit that notification icon down below so you know I'm going live or dropping new content. And I want to thank you guys so much for joining me here today on Feature Junkie.